I'm just Mopar Joe. So I kind of wanted to show you, got my new fancy Mopar Joe t-shirt on from Teespring. I think they're like 20 bucks, 19 or something. Check that out. Anyway, here's what I'm doing today. So owner's coming to hear the motor. He wants to hear his car run. I don't blame him. I got to do some little stuff to it still. I'll talk about that later, different video. But what I was doing, we got this door here. Give me just a second, I'll roll her up for you. Windows rolled all the way up. And if you were to slam that sucker, which the other day it got slammed, look at how high up it is. It's over the metal limiter there. This would be touching the trim, it's so high up. So I know there's a couple limiters in there. I got to pull this panel off and fix that, but I'll show you how far down it's got to go. See, that's a lot nicer in the back. There's a little tiny gap there, but the whole window itself needs to be limited. So I'll do that. But I was on the other side. I noticed it on this side, so I said, all right, I'll start on the driver's side. And you'll see I've got the regulator out over here. This side was very low in the front, and the back was pretty high up. You can see kind of where there's some blue paint there. The window used to set on the rubber right there instead of in the rubber right there. So I'm like, okay, I went ahead and adjusted the limiter. That limiter wasn't touching, and I could take the window and kind of rock it like that. And I've touched every adjustment in this window, and I'm like, it's not working. It's not working. So I'm like, all right, let me look at the regulator. So I come over to the regulator. This gear, I don't know what you'd call it. It's got a little slack, it's not bad. I looked at all the teeth here. None of the teeth are stripped. It's actually got a lot of factory grease left on it. I was amazed. It rolled up fairly nicely. But then I got to looking. There's this side. There's not one on here. So that was my rocking point right there in the channel. So I'll find a spacer to go here. I've got one somewhere. Pop it on, stick this back in, and get that window adjusted. But that was something I'd never encountered before. Those being gone, totally gone, disappeared. I've seen a lot of things, but not that. So I'll be back in just a second. He was complaining about the cables. One of these cables, he said, he thinks is stretched in this mechanism to work the mirror. I took the mirror apart. See if I can slide you out of there. That's what we got. That'll hold the mirror up, don't you think? I would bet so. I can't pour that mirror up. I've never messed with one of these before, but it looks pretty simple. I've scraped all the old grease out from behind there. It was very kind of rusty. I say rusty. Very dirty and pitted looking, like that. There's a little bit left. I have a new dab of red grease. This is kind of from a tube that was open. It's very old, but it's still quite greasy. I'm putting that whole dollop in there, like that. Get that off the screwdriver. And just gonna push it in and around. That'd be nice. Switch sides. So yes, I'm sure these cables have stretched over time, but I don't think there's any need for replacement. Also, not sure if you can replace it. I don't know. But here's how I'm fixing it. So I've got that my new red grease crammed in there real nicely. And you see these, there's ears right here. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna set my screwdriver down a second. I got a little pair of needle nose. My first thing I'm gonna try here is actually grab that ear and just give it a little bend like that. Not too much. Alright, got it back in there. I'm gonna get my headlight out of the door. Had 3 bolts, tighten them up. My new roller's in. Pretty smooth. Pretty close. A little low in the front. I can move my limiter up some now and it might actually work. That's pretty simple. Yeah. See, I'm a little high in the back again. A little more space there. I'll keep working it till she's good to go. Alright, let's jump in and try her out. I see you. You can probably see me. There you go. I think that's how that's supposed to work. Sweet. There you go. Alright. I'll see y'all next time. Whew.